Hey guys, this is Joy back again with another video, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for tuning into my channel. You guys mean a lot. I just wanted to say thank you to those that have subscribed to my channel. If you're new to my channel, welcome. For those of you that don't know who I am Joy, and I am a coach for narcissistic abuse. I have experienced about 5+ years of narcissistic abuse. I've dealt with a female narc, a male narcissist, a borderline. I'm sorry, that was 3 narcissists. 3 female narcissists. One was a male, a borderline, and yeah, so that's my experience with narcissists. I've healed just by, watching other people's videos, doing my inner work, reading books about self-love, just taking care of myself, spending time with myself, finding out what happened to me in my childhood, the past, different things like that, digging deep and just really accepting myself and understanding like this is who I am and it is what it is. So yeah, this video is going to be question and answer. So I know it's been a while since I've been back, and making videos. So I am back, you guys, and I'm ready. I am a little under the weather, but I'll be all right. So let's go into the first question and answer. There's actually a lot, so bear with me, everyone. And make sure you guys continue to leave questions and comments. If you have any question about narcissistic abuse, leave it in the comment box below and I'll make a video about it. So let's get into it. So the first comment comes from Carson Scout. He says, watching from my son's channel. First of all, the narc loves no one, not him or herself. Their lives are a perpetual fantasy of porn and triangulation, and that someone for prettier, skinnier, or better, or fill in the blank is just right around every corner. That's true. And I'm reading from my notes, you guys, so bear with me. And it says, and that is constant. They are financially destructive. They move their families around because of. They blame their victim for all of their problems and mentally, spiritually, and physically destroy the victim behind closed doors and blame the victim to the new supply. Yep. Why? And I think that's just because that's what narcissists do. That's just who they are. They like to abuse you behind closed doors, and they don't care. It's like they're just trying to destroy whoever is in their grips. They want to destroy you. If they think that you're better than them, they'll destroy you. And then he says, because if they wore a sign on their back saying all of this, no one would want / believe them. And don't blame the new target. She's you. Before you figured his bullshit out, a new target should always talk to the old. There's a reason the narc isn't divorced from her. It might go like this in his perspective. Oh, she cheats on me. She's lazy and never works and never gives me sex. Translation, I'm a liar and she works hard and I destroyed. And now she no longer believes in my future faking and triangulation and lies. So I'm lining you up, and if that doesn't work, well, I'll go back to what I destroyed. That's true. That's exactly what they do. Thank you for your comment. The next comment comes from Tremella Peoples. You're right. They don't love the new supply, but they will tell you that. This new supply all of a sudden is the best thing in the world to them. Not true at all. Definitely. Thank you for the comment. The next comment comes from Jessica R. Espanol. And she says, is pathological lying a big part of narcissism? I feel like my baby dad lies so much to each girl. I don't know what's true. He has me going crazy. Yeah, I think pathological lying is a part of narcissism. Narcissists, whenever they're talking, they're lying. Nothing that they say is ever true. Yeah, they're full of lies. Never believe anything they say. And I know it's hard to think like that, in the beginning, because you're meeting them in the beginning and you're thinking they're normal like yourself. So you want to believe the things that they say. You want to believe that what they're saying is true. You want to believe that they're like a good person, but once you start to deal with them and you get into a relationship with them and things don't add up anymore, you realize like they're not normal. So yeah, thank you, Jessica, for that question. And again, guys, please keep leaving questions in the comment box, any comments, and again, I'll make a video about it. So yeah. And by the way that I did the questions in the comments, it's not really like in order, so I may repeat your name twice, so don't be alarmed. Just because I hadn't done a video, like a good video with my questions and answers for like a month or two. So, but yeah. So Star Hughes says, block those creatures. Do not look at their social media. They're relying on you to see the fake illusion. Don't look. Yes, ma'am. Ariana096 says, if you know an overt narc you was previously with, and he says if he isn't busy, y'all can see. I think this says without, and then it says yet he says he wants to keep sexual partners a secret, and says they're friends and watches my snaps. What's the point? Is this only to control me? Would he try to see me again in the future? The sick part is that we were briefly together, but he ended things and was already acting controlling. Shaking my head. I'm sorry, Ariana, you're going through this. And yeah, I would say the reason that he wants to keep his sexual partners a secret and says that you're friends and watches your snaps, the point is to keep you like holding on and keep you thinking that there might be a future, that he may change or he might get better, just to like string you along basically. And yes, it is to control you. And she also says, would he try to see me again in the future? Possibly, if he thinks that you haven't caught on to who he really is, if you haven't seen the signs that he's crazy and that, you know, he's incapable of loving you, you know, incapable of keeping a relationship. You know, they don't hold on to genuine relationships, you know, because they're fake, you know. And then it says the sick part is that we were briefly together, but he ended things and was already acting. Yeah, so you already know how that's gonna go. So thank you for that question, Ariana. So the next one comes from Sarah Z. She says, that's the same thing that happened to me. No pictures, nothing. He was not introducing me to friends, only a few. His kids knew me, colleagues knew for sure. Of course, and she says, I mentioned of 10 that he was a predator. Oh, she said, I mentioned often that he was a predator and a narcissist and also a borderline. I dumped him eventually. He also had a double life. When I wanted to upload a pic of us on Instagram, he asked me if the account was still private. It was so rude. Yeah. Narcissists, they live several lives, double lives. They don't stick with one person. I'll make a video about that and how they always have different, like you're not the only one. If you are with a narcissist, let's say you are his girlfriend or you are his wife, like he's going to have a side chick. He's going to have someone else on the side to play around with. Like they're never loyal. They're never faithful. They're always lying. They're always cheating. So don't even put yourself through the heartache, okay? All right, so Roxanne Wilson says, my dear, you are so on point with this subject. When I was with my ex-narc, it seems like no matter what I tried to do, I just couldn't get a break. His negative energy surrounded me like I was in a bubble of chahos and confusion. But now that I'm a month into our breakup, it seems as if things are miraculously taking a turn around for the best. Yeah, I mean, once you leave the narcissist, then your life gets better. You know, like they're the ones that's causing the craziness and the confusion, the chahos and the drama, you know, just everything. You know, they have that going on in their life. And so when you're around them, that energy is going on to you. They're taking their negative energy and it's transferring over to you. So you gotta, after you leave them, you gotta like kind of get that energy away. And the longer you stay away from them, the better. Okay, so hopefully that helps. And then Andrea says, only when we are done. Gina Hicks says, the narc cycle is they love bomb, devalue, and discard, love bomb, devalue, and discard, love bomb, devalue, and discard, and so on and so on and so on. I'm sure you get the picture. Their mental disorder will not allow them to change because that would mean having to self-reflect on their behavior. So unless they see anything they do is wrong, which is highly unlikely, right? It will never happen, which is why it's a permanent incurable disorder. And the fact that the personality disorder people never seek help because they think nothing is wrong. That's so true. Very, very true. So thank you for that. The next comment comes from Kenya Bean. She says, why did the narcissist pick women that don't look better than you? Better than you, are how more than you will stay in contact with you and stalk you and do stupid stuff, you know. I don't get it. They have a new supply why they got to stay in contact with you. Sorry guys, I'm just reading what was on the internet. But yeah, so why they got to stay in contact with you, and the woman don't even look better to use. She looks hideous, so why do they stare at you if they have moved on coming to your job, staring at you? What the heck is going on? Please answer this question, somebody. Narcissists are crazy. I have to go to court with this man, but he keeps not showing up. Why is he not showing up when he has a new supply? Should his new supply pay for his fines to his jail time coming up soon whenever they catch him? Thank you for that question. The reason that they pick people that don't look better is kind of, you know, it's a way of getting back at you to make you feel bad about yourself. Because let's say you look nice, whatever, beautiful, and then they choose somebody that like looks like a boy or something. They do that. That's like a slap in the face for you. They're basically saying like, I chose this person over you, so you don't mean anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like they don't, like a slap in the face, like I said, like, you know. And you know, it's a way of like getting you thinking in your head. It's a way to make you question like your beauty, your looks, your self-confidence, your self-esteem. You know, they're still like abusing you after the fact that they leave, you know. And let's see. And the reason why he keeps let's say contacting you, or, you know, trying to contact you at your job, you know, or if he had to go to court and he was saying he's going to show up and doesn't show up, it's just a way of control to keep you thinking about them and keeping you wanting them and yearning for them. It's a control tactic, you know. So hopefully that answers your question. If you have any other questions, make sure you leave it. Cloud Air says, my ex-girlfriend's, what does that say? My ex-girlfriend's twin died when they were little, and she said after that she got ignored a lot. I'm sorry to hear that. And then Darnell Anderson says, oh, so true. The only persons or people who enjoy being around evil people must be evil themselves, or just right out bored, or the type of people who would gladly egg on a fight. Yeah. Excuse me. I'm really under the weather, you guys, so please excuse me. And but anyway, narcissists love to drum up drama, or will create if necessary. Yet their peewee brains are not capable of anything creative that will benefit them. They are always miserable, and this is why they don't like being by themselves. Yep, due to the fact of having to reflect on their misery and the bad choices that they are forever making. I sure gave the narc the benefit of the doubt, believing that they had some potential to be a kind, decent human being. It wasn't until I discovered the NPD did I finally wake up to the truth. Although before discovering the disorder, I thought perhaps they were sometimes possessed by the devil. Yeah, not realizing it was their true and constant mindset. I even figured prison would somehow change them. I now know that I wasted years on a demonic creature who was not capable of change, at least not for the better. The narc will self-sabotage every time and will try to bring down as many souls as they can to their level of misery. Either you go no contact or go down with the sinking ship. Yeah, that's so true. Narcissists, they're miserable, and they want to make people around them miserable. And they love getting people that are good-hearted people, genuine, loyal, people that have something going on with their lives, the people that are, have like a huge following and, just a good-hearted person. And it brings them joy to destroy that type of person, like to make them change that good-hearted person, and they bring them down and make them miserable and make them just change as a person and destroy them. They love that. That's like food to them. They absolutely love it, and it's just so sick. So yeah, thank you, Darnell, for that comment. No says, my mother narc has done this for years, laugh out loud. Celinda Burns said, why you attracted so many narcissists after the knowing the signs though? I bet you will never attract another one, because my first question is going to be, are you a narcissist? And then I'm going from there. Plus, next time it won't be on face value. I feel the energy not walking in this trap ever again. So you're asking me why I attracted narcissists after knowing the signs? Well, even if you know the signs, sometimes people are good at, tricking you or making it seem like they're a good person. I feel like, give a person 3 months and then you could see, if they're who they say they are, and then you could take it from there. But I feel like why I attracted the narcissist, I think it was definitely from being abused by my aunt for the 5 years that I was living with her. And then at the time I was dating the male narc at the same time. So I think I had been conditioned to take the abuse. So I was like open to it, and I didn't think it was anything wrong with it until I started doing research and finding out that it was a personality disorder, and that I was codependent from childhood, of course, like most of us are. But I saw that as normal, and then I didn't have that example of a healthy relationship. And that's what I'm going to be coming out with, some video courses and different audio products to help all of us continue to heal from this abuse, and also recognize the signs of a narcissist, and what it means to be in a healthy relationship, and how to stay away from the narcissist. These are things that are really important, especially if you're healing, you're recovering from this abuse, and I definitely I recognize the signs, and then you just cut the person off, once you realize, like, okay, I see that they put me down, or I see that, they yell at me, or they make fun of me, you don't want to stay with anybody like that. So, yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Thank you for that, Celinda. JT says, why do you believe narcs are never happy? Interesting. I think because if a person is happy, they're not going to go out of their way to make me miserable or put me down or make me feel bad about myself, because happy people don't do that. And narcissists do that. Narcissists put people down. They make them feel bad. They abuse them. They lie to them. They cheat to them. And if a person is doing all those things, you're not happy. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to do that if you're happy inside of yourself. You know what I mean? And, that's why I think that they're never happy. They're always moving on from relationship to relationship to relationship. Like, they can never settle down with anybody. And even if they do settle down, they're not going to be committed. They're always going to need something else, need to do and be with someone else. They're never, I don't think they could ever be happy. There's no way. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. AM says, thanks for this, Joy. So helpful. No problem. I have another comment from Darnell Anderson. He says, wow, you are wise but beyond your years and quite cute. Thank you. The narcissist is more blind than Stevie Wonder, and yet Stevie Wonder has the ability to feel love. Must be tiresome having to put on a dog and a pony shit show all of your life and never be real. They're never genuine. Like, they always put on the front like they have the best life and that they have a dream whatever, you know, and it's a front. Like they're never happy, they're never satisfied, they're never content, they always need more, they always want more. I mean, and it's nothing wrong with that, for striving for more things in life, but they are never like at peace with themselves because they are done so many things to all these people, and it comes back to them, the bad karma, the bad energy, you know what I mean? So I'm at 20 minutes here. I might have to make a part 2, but I'm hoping that this will record all the way out. But anyway, because I'm not sure if YouTube will let me upload a long video. But anyway, always waking up with an agenda to screw someone over. Yeah, this is why they don't sleep well. Yeah, and it's funny because the borderline that I was dating at the time, and I'll make a video about the differences between narcissists and borderlines and stuff like that. But they're always doing bad things to people, so they can't sleep. That like the borderline, like he would wake up in the middle of the night, like he had nightmares, you know, and then after I stopped dealing with them, I would be having nightmares and night terrors because that energy transferred over to me. But in general, they're always screwing people over, they're always getting over on people, and they don't think that that's going to come back, but it does. And it, because they do that, that causes them not to have peace of mind. They're never content, they're always like looking over their shoulder because they know that they like screwed so many people, you know, screwed them over. And he says the narc that I knew would twitch and turn a lot, and now I know they were battling those demons, yeah, that reside inside them constantly, yeah. And then let me see, let me make sure I'm going. Make sure this is the right thing that I wanted to say, because I wrote this down on a piece of paper, but I don't want to read the same thing. Constantly fighting against the voices they are saying that they are worthless, a piece of shit, and they live it every day to be true. It's all they know to protect against their fragile ego, which is what covers the shame. Yeah. And another comment, Darnell. Thank you, Darnell Anderson, for leaving all these comments. That's great. Please continue to do that. And anybody else. But yeah, he says, thanks, Joy. You are amazing. Thank you. He says, also, have a big heart. I can tell just by hearing your pleasant voice. They would have to be a narcissist to believe in their peewee brains. Good people. Oh, wait. Did I already read that? Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry, you guys, because I, wait a minute. Did I do, I think I did. I think I read that. Let's see. Eventually. Okay, no, actually I didn't, sorry. So, there are peewee brains that good people are interchangeable. Now that I know they only saw me as an object, yeah, I see why. Yet you say narc will never, will continue to do the same thing with other folks. Not always the case, simply because eventually they will seek out someone who is as devious as they are, who don't take kindly to their feelings being toyed with. Two wicked people coming together will be a battle to the death. Some do retaliate against of letting it go and end up allowing the psychopath to kill the target in one of the narc rages. These people who toy with others' feelings, all in the name of supply, are dangerous creatures of habit, and the narc knows that. I know what they are and have caught on to the games in which they never laid out the rules. Proves they are cheaters, and most of are cowards to invade someone's life as a sheep in wolf's clothing when they are nothing but an evil imposter. God will stunt their growth, or some disgruntled target who the narc has put on the edge of destruction. The narcissists destroyed their identity and soul years ago and want to do the same thing to others if they allow them. Satan is busy working through the narc because they are weak-minded and shameless, to say the least. All they care is about boasting their fragile ego, which is what covers the shame. Keep up the good work, Joy, of helping others who are uneducated on the subject matter, and God will continue to lead you to the light of peace, joy, and happiness. I feel sorry for the narc fools who entered your life and couldn't see your value, and what's sad is they never will. Yeah, that is so true. Thank you, Darnell Anderson. The narcs will never change. They don't think that there's anything wrong with them, and yeah, I like the two male narcs that I dated. They weren't good people, you know, and they were wolves in sheep's clothing, very evil, and they'll continue to do that to other people. Like the borderline, I know the girl that he dumped me for and started seeing, he's no longer with her, and I think he's seeing somebody else now. So he's just gonna continue that cycle. So yeah. Thank you for that. And then Tanya Smith says, for years I keep attracting narcs. I just discarded them. Yeah, I mean, just because you know what a narcissist is and you can recognize them doesn't necessarily stop you from attracting them. Sometimes it's just like people are really good at putting on the front. But again, once you recognize that red flag and you see that something's off and their actions aren't lining up with their words aren't aligning up with their actions, then you can cut it off right there and you won't even have to get involved. Like, because everybody's going to be on their best behavior when you first meet them. Like, you're not going to know what they are, but after a while you'll get to know them and you'll see, like, all right, this person is being manipulative, this person is lying to me, or they say one thing but they do another, you know what I mean? So, but yeah. So thank you, Tanya, for that. And then Janice Rice says, yes, my ex-husband had 2 people call me asking for him, asking, is this Craig? Then saying, Craig, if this is you, hi, I'm just saying hi. Tell your wife I'm just saying hello and I don't mean her any disrespect. Text me back if this is you. But they text my phone number like I'm weird. Yeah. They will do anything. It's all about attention. You know, and if you broke up with them, they take that hard, and they always have people like lined up, like a supply, a secondary supply, a primary supply, or whatever the case is. They always need to have people waiting in the wings because they can't be alone, you know. So yeah, that's some of the things, and that's probably was like a Hoover attempt to kind of get you back into that cycle of abuse, you know. So yeah, thank you for that, Janice. And then C. Berry says, narcissists can't even be there to support you emotionally. When one of your loved one dies, they will make up an excuse. And when someone close to them dies, they will be with their ex or another supply, even though you guys were in a relationship. You will be hurt because they will deprive you of that chance to console them and be by their side. It's basically all about sex with them until they... Let's see. Where did I put this? Thank you guys for bearing with me real quick. Let's see. I think that was it. That was yeah, it's all about sex with them. Yeah, so that was the end of that. And let me just make sure, you guys, because like I said, I did this question and answer on two pages. I just want to make sure I don't miss anything. You guys know I haven't done a video in a while, but I'm gonna be back to my regular videos. But I think that's it for Seaberry. Thank you for leaving that comment, Seaberry. Yeah, that they can't support you emotionally. That's not something that they can do. They don't want to, you know. It's all about sex with them. It's all about what you can get, what they can get from you, basically. They don't care about you at all. All right, so hopefully that helps. All right, so Latasha Williams says, my ex-narc almost lost his job for trying to retaliate against me. Why do narcissists sabotage themselves? They sabotage themselves because a lot of them know that they did people wrong and they're, not good people. And so they aren't thinking that they're going to be successful with you when they're in a relationship with you or when they're talking to you. They know that it's going to end because they can't keep up a relationship. Like, it's impossible for them to have a connection because eventually you're going to find out who and what they are. And they know that it's going to scare you, and they know that it's not going to be right, so they're already sabotaging themselves because they're getting ready for that loss. They're not thinking that they're going to win. They're automatically thinking that they're going to lose, so they're setting it up, if that makes sense. And yeah, they have a really like negative mindset, so in their mind they're just sabotaging themselves. So hopefully that answers that. Rare Art says, do you know what gang stalking is? Actually, I haven't really done that much research on gang stalking, but I'm guessing it's like when it's a bunch of people stalking you, maybe like online, or I'm hoping it wouldn't be anybody stalking you outside of your home, but I'm thinking it's probably something that's online. And I think maybe the narc probably, when you separate from the narcissist, whether they dump you or you dump them, they call them flying monkeys, and they have them come and harass you and stalk you. And this may not be, like I said, like somebody knocking on your door or watching you outside. Sometimes they may happen, but a lot of times they'll have someone else reach out to you asking about the narcissist, and the narcissist might be on the phone listening in. So that might be a gang stalking or a Hoover attempt, or something of that sort. And so, yeah, but I definitely have to come back to the gang stalking. I'll come back to that. But that's what I'm thinking. It's just like a bunch of people like stalking you. And like I said, it's probably something that's done online. Because the narc, they talk about you. Like when you are in a relationship with them, they're talking about you to other people. And sometimes it's not all good, especially the whole like smear campaign. They're telling people all these bad things about you. They're throwing you under the bus, saying all these mean things about you. Or sometimes they'll even do it in front of your face, and they'll like make a smart comment, and they're like saying it's a joke, but it's something to hurt you, hurt your feelings, like make fun of you. You know what I mean? The first narcissist that I dealt with, he would do that. He would pick at me in front of my friends and like make fun of me, and he would be like, oh, it's just a joke, but he was like really serious, but I didn't know that until I started digging deep into narcissistic abuse. Okay, so Melly M says, people like that will always receive their karma right back towards them because narcissist is cold-hearted. Yes, ma'am. V Mars says, hi, I bumped into Narc X today and I pretended to see him. I have been no contact for 7 months now, and after bumping into him today, he went on social media and shared a post on his Facebook about how we had drifted apart and a heartbreak emoji with an apology. My question is, was he trying to hoover me or get a reaction out of me? He once apologized before after I dumped him and asked to be friends, but then he disappeared and changed his number. He still stalks me online through fake accounts. I have moved on and have a boyfriend now. I'm sure he even knows because we are at the same college. So, thank you for that question. Yeah, he's basically, yes, he is trying to hoover you. He is trying to get a reaction out of you because that's supply. Because you guys got to remember, just because the narcissist, let's say you break up with them or they break up with you, that doesn't mean that they're not going to contact you anymore. That doesn't mean that they're not going to want attention from you anymore. That's not going to mean that they don't want to get a reaction. They want that supply from you because you've been there for them, and they know that they can rely on you to get that supply that they need, whether positive or negative. Some of them actually prefer the negative attention, the negative reaction. Some of them like that. Some of them are that sick. Okay, and then yeah. So hopefully that answers that. And yeah, they'll still continue to stalk you no matter what if you have a boyfriend, because they could have a girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever, or a wife or husband, and they'll still try to get a reaction out of you. They'll still contact you. They'll still try to hoover you. It doesn't matter, you guys. You have to understand, it does not matter. They think that they own you for life. Always remember that. They think that they own you. All right, and Jorge Borda says, not all narcissists hate holidays. It's a time for attention. Therefore, to say they hate it is ridiculous. Well, I don't agree with that, but I'm happy that you have that opinion. Me, in my experience, I feel like narcissists hate holidays because most of them hate people, period. Not all of the narcissists, but the ones that I've dealt with. Yeah, they do, like, it is a time for attention, but the attention for them, but it's like they don't really like people, or they don't like the holidays, or they I don't know, I just feel like they don't like happy people, and a lot of times people are happy on the holidays. And so yeah, like, they're trying to make people miserable. They're trying to destroy you. They're trying to bring you down to their level. You know, that's their whole end goal. You know, they want to suck the life out of you, suck all of the resources and anything and everything that you have. They want to take it all and then leave you for the dumps, you know? So, yeah, thank you, Jorge, for that comment. Val Shelby says, true, I stopped being his priority for a long time ago. And then Val Shelby again says, hi, Joy. And again, they say, me, I just became numb to the pain. You get used to it. Like a machine, I know exactly. And Farha B says, thank you. So what I'm going to do, since this is a long video, I'm going to do a part 2. So go ahead and continue over to part 2. And I'm gonna continue with the question and answers. All right. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.